Yeah. We owe the establishment of Lakekit to Larry and kind of his foresight back then. We've got Dan Johnson. Dan's kind of our fearless leader right now as a volunteer group. Is on the board of Wisconsin Lakes and represents us there and does a good job leading our meetings. We got Karen, longtime volunteer, who probably has helped as many sites out there as anyone. And then also Stan, who is also a longtime volunteer as well. So, like I said, I'm the newbie. That's got its advantages. One of them is I don't know what we can't do, and I keep finding things to do that are maybe a little bit different. And I've got enthusiastic about this when one of my lake association partners is on is Bruce, and we redid our website a couple years ago, and I got into it, and then I took to it like it just I had a lot of fun with it. So now I just decided to volunteer and see what else I could learn and then share out. So. This what we're going to talk about tonight, the Lakekit Forum, is actually a second stab at it. I guess before my time, but a number of years back, the Lakekit group also put together a forum. But we're growing. We got 50, maybe 50 plus sites now. And from a standpoint of sharing information and so forth, we were looking for maybe a better way to do it or an improved way to do it going forward. So, what's a forum? We'll start with that. Forum is basically a way of building community, and Lakekit is a community. So, we want to take advantage of that, right? So, we're a collective group of like-minded people. We're all part of lake associations. We're all basically in Wisconsin. We all are dealing with the same issues. We want to make working on your websites fun and easy and not, you're not dealing with people half the earth away in India or someplace, or just some disinterested person working for a web hosting company. You're working with people that are, you know, like-minded and enthusiastic and want to do things to help you. So it's building upon what we are, which is a community. The forum is an online space where we can discuss things and exchange ideas. Um, and so you probably have encountered forums when you've done Google searches and so forth. You'll see it here in a little bit, and it's pretty straightforward. You can post questions, you can share knowledge, you can join other people's conversations. You're part of the community, right? So you're able to do that. You're able to just look at it and visit. You visit the pages and learn from the exchanges that people are making. But you're also invited to and encouraged to participate, right? So, and the beauty of it for our community is that unlike kind of email exchanges, the forum organizes all the discussions, and you can go back and look at them, and you don't lose an organized way to find conversations that may be helpful to a problem you're encountering or something you're interested in looking at. So that gets at why a forum, basically to connect, to share, and to learn. Uh, we're encouraging collaboration because we are growing, and it's from a volunteer standpoint, I've learned pretty quickly that there's as we've grown, there's a lot of opportunity, right, to that we have to address new people coming on and so forth. So any way we can improve upon that is really helpful. But then when we do that smartly, which is what the forum is going to enable us to do, we can kind of make that knowledge that we're passing between people uh, spread and also last. So that's what it's about. So with that, I just had this illustration now. I laughed. I looked for some kind of a graphic I could use, and Karen, I couldn't find she's the the woman of our group, and I could not find one in this thing. So, the bearded guy here is all I could get. But so put on your imagination hat. You're you on this diagram. You have a question, right? What are we doing right now? You're sending an email to your volunteer who is cheerfully responding with an answer, right? Hopefully, right? And hopefully timely, right? So that's the way it's working right now. It's a one-to-one exchange. What we hope we do with the forum is you get to a one-to-many exchange, right? So you have your question, you ask your question, it goes out not only to one volunteer, but it goes out to all the volunteers plus all the other people in the Lakekit community. And the beauty of that is someone could respond to that is not necessarily a volunteer, right? It could be someone else in the group that has had an experience or says, oh yeah, I have that question too, right? So it becomes a one-to-many exchange and everybody benefits from it. Everybody learns at the same time. So it's pretty cool. So then, whether one volunteer or maybe your volunteer is me, right? I was the guy assigned to help you get your site up and to answer your questions. But going forward, you may hear from Karen, or you may hear from Larry or someone else in the volunteer group as well. So it spreads the knowledge around better, right? So it's one to many. What can I ask? What can you ask in the forum? Basically anything. So we set it up to have two categories. Lakekit Exchange is one category where you can post technical questions and ideas or content thoughts or whatever you might have. And then there's another one called the Welcome and General Discussion. We wanted to have Welcome and General Discussion just to have a place for, building the community from a standpoint of welcoming new users and, just answering basic general questions, not necessarily having to even be dealing with Lakekit. So we started with those two categories, and we may build upon that in the future. But we're going to kind of walk before we run and see how this goes. So, what does a structure of a forum look like? Well, basically, it's organized question and answer. You got a forum category, first level, second level is topics, and then your third level is replies. And it might look like the example there. You've got a category that's the Lakekit Exchange, right? Things about a Lakekit website. Your topic may be, hey, how do I create a calendar for events? Right? Instead of maybe you got a bullet list, right? Using text editor. Maybe you want to do something different. And then you get replies. Maybe somebody out there has experience to how to do that, right? And they can share, hey, I use this plugin, or I use this widget, and it's easy, or it was challenging, or I encountered X, Y, or Z, right? So it's a way for you to, post a question and get some insight from the group. Where do you find it? You find it a number of ways to get into it, but the simplest way is to go to the Lakekit site, website, and it'll be up on here on the main menu. It's called User Forums. It's got this address associated with it. And really, that's where you launch into it. I'll show you the screens here in a moment. You don't have to log in to actually see the forum. You can just go to the website. You can click on the link. You can click on one of the forums, and you can view what the exchanges were on the topics. If you want to reply, if you want to answer or post another question, then you have to log in. But the beauty is you just log in the same way you log in to work with your website. You're using your same username and password as you use for Lakekit. So we've made it easy. You don't have another one to remember or deal with. And there's three places that you can actually log in here. It's kind of handy in a number of places. You can simply log into the members only section of the Lakekit website. Once you're logged into the website, you're also logged into the forum. Or you can log in using at the user forums page. I'll show you that. Or you can actually log in if you're into a forum topic and you say, "Hey, wait a minute, I think I might want to, help out and respond to this." There's a place right there without backing out or going elsewhere to log in. So I'll just show you. You can log in again here at your Lakekit login for the members only section of Lakekit. The second place is right here in the user forums page. You can log in with your Lakekit credentials there. You can see the place where you have place to put in your username and password. And then if you're down, this is scroll down to the bottom of a topic, right? And there's a topic here where at the bottom of that screen, when you're looking through all that, you will find a place to log in as well. And when you do that, you have the opportunity again to participate. You have the credentials to participate, but you have to actually log in to do it. You want to make sure that once you put in your username and password, you actually click the login button. I've made early experiments working with this. I've made that mistake, so I just thought I'd point it out. So viewing a topic, like I said, it's so easy a caveman can do it. You really just navigate to the forum, you navigate to the topics, and you basically click on the links, and you'll see the questions and the replies, right? So it's not difficult at all. You can just do that and learn from others. Here's what it looks like on that home user forum page. You'll see this, select the forum to view or ask your question. And you can again see we have the two different categories there, Lakekit Exchange and Welcome and General Discussion. And a little bit of general information about what's out there, 14 topics, 41 posts, when was it, and so on and so forth. You also on the very far right, you've got this sidebar, and that gives you recent topics, recent replies, and some statistics about the forum. So we're going to say we're clicking on Lakekit Exchange, okay, and that's going to pop up the Lakekit Exchange forum category list. Now you're going to see the different topics here in that. You can see the first one, why isn't my website showing up in searches on Google or Bing? The third one here, is there an easy way to update a file without updating the link? So we're saying, hey, we're interested in that. We're going to click on that. So we do, and then it's going to pop up, is there an easy way, to update without updating the link? And so that question was posted by Dan back on May 19th. And if I scroll down, I'm going to see again, here's this question, and Karen answered that, right? So she provided a response to that question. Now, I may have something about that I want to add to the conversation. So that's where I could scroll down further, just below Karen's response, and add my own. So you could do that. I could do that. Anyone in the network could do that. And that's the way we begin to do a one-to-many share of information. What about starting a new topic? That's easy too. So easy, again, a caveman can do it. You could navigate to the right forum. You click the Create New Topic button, which is one way to get a new topic started. Or you can go to the bottom of the topics and you'll find a place to enter a new topic as well. I'll show you those two here in a minute. You only need two things. You need a title and you need whatever your message is. So it's not a lot to do. And the beauty of it, again, is it goes out to everybody. So you have a lot better, chance of getting responses and so on and so forth. It goes out by email. An email alert will go, once you do that, once you put in a topic, an email alert will go out to the network. So you're sending, you're just adding one simple couple of things in one place, but emails go out to everyone. And again, that improves your opportunity to get different perspectives. So here's option one for the Lakekit Exchange. If I want to create a new topic, there's a blue button right in the top. that allows you to do that. Well, all very, very intuitive. It says create new topic. Uh, the other way to do it is option two. You scroll down to the bottom of that and you're going to see topic title. So you can create a new topic there. Put in the topic title. Down below that, it looks like a little Word, Microsoft Word menu. And then there's an open box there. You can type in whatever you want. And by the way, you can put in links. You can put in it doesn't have to be just a bare bones message. You can put some color into it, whatever you need to describe what you're um, what you need to get your answer. So that the new entry fields always appear at the bottom of the screen. And then one thing I want to point out when you do enter a new topic, you want to not forget to check this notify me with follow-up emails, right? So that you're the one most interested in that. So you put that topic in there. You want to make sure that if somebody responds, you're alerted to it. And that checkbox is your key to do that. And then you hit submit. And that's all good. Replying to a topic again, very, very easy. Similar process to what we went through. You just type your reply, you check your email notification box, and you hit submit. And it looks very similar to what we just saw. Again, right here, enter your reply, hit the notify me, click submit. Very simple. So, do you have to subscribe? Figure that would be a question people would ask. There's nothing special to subscribe to. You can sit back and relax. We've already subscribed you. You're automatically subscribed as a member of Lakekit. So all Lakekit members are automatically subscribed to both forums. So nothing more you need to do. However, if you're changing or adding a new person right into your team, or you're the old webmaster and somebody else is going to take over, you have to notify us of that change. We need to do that anyway to make sure our list is correct. But so we'll need that information, and then with that information, we'll update and make sure that they are subscribed to the forums as well. So if that happens, that's important to us. And by the way, you can unsubscribe from receiving notifications if you want to, but you lose the benefit of the one-to-many learning opportunities. So I would discourage you from doing that, but it is possible. We have a little forum etiquette. It's very simple. Just be constructive and stay on topic. That's pretty much the nut of it as far as what it I don't think this is a real issue for our group. I would anticipate it to be, but it's good forum policy or practice to have a few simple rules about etiquette, and we've provided that. So, in other words, it's okay to start a topic on just about anything that's legit. If it's not legit, it's going to be removed. But anything that that you're thinking about, something that you say, gee, I just wish my site could do this, or, I've always been frustrated about this thing in Elementor, or, any of those kinds of things, that's all fair game, right? So anything that you want to start a topic about that's legit is why this tool is here. And this is just quickly kind of wrapping us up here. Is email notifications, right? You're going to see something that looks like this come to your email box. It'll be from lakekit.net. And hey, a new reply went out for why isn't my website showing up in searches on Google and Bing? And it's going to say, hey, hello, a new reply has been posted by Karen to this question, right? So, you will have that alert. If you're interested in it, well, you can just click right there on that message and go and check it out. So that's going to happen for new topics, and that's going to happen for new replies. So you will get notified, and that's handy. You'll also see from time to time email digests, which will, as a collective of the last bit of traffic, questions and answers, or questions and replies, It'll consolidate that and send it out and say, hey, over this last time period, we've had, in this case right here in this example, three, right? We've had three, Karen replied to three different topics in the forum. So that's another thing that you'll see from time to time come to your email box. So the call to action tonight is check it out, right? Go out there, log into the forum, browse around, see what's already out there. Hey, if you've got a burning question, fire away, right? Try it out. And you can go to either of the forums to do that. So we would, just encourage you to start to get used to using it and taking advantage of it. We also have a user guide. So we're going to post this video, but there's also a user guide, and there's a link in the welcome and general discussion that's always going to reside at the top. There's always going to be one that says, hey, general information about using the forum is here. And there's a link in that will take you to the user guide. So that's handy. Or you can use this QR code to get at it. So let's do a quick demo. And I think, Dan, you were going to post a question, right?
Yeah, Jerry,
Karen was going
I
to.
have a question. Okay,
Yeah, sure,
so I'm
man.
going to post this up on the forum, if that's all right.
Okay,
So
sounds
I
good.
think that if you'll let me, I'll share my screen and explain how I'm going to do this.
Okay, let me stop sharing.
All right. I've had this problem a number of times, and let's see if I can get to it
Uh,
here.
where where
Wait,
do I stop sharing? Why is it?
I think I
Oh,
just
you
took it
got it.
over.
You took it over. That's why I couldn't
All
do
right.
it. Okay.
So I've had this problem a number of times where I have made some changes either to a post or to my website, and I want to revert back to, well, wait a minute. It quit unexpectedly. All right, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All
Did
right,
everybody
I'm
else
going to
go?
say, can you see my screen?
No, can't see your
There,
screen.
everybody's back.
I
I
think
can't
I'm
see your
back.
screen, Dan.
You can or can't?
No.
Can't.
All right. So I think I took it over and then probably complained about it. So I'm back, right?
No, now you're there. Now we can see you.
All right. So I've had this problem a number of times where I have either posted something or I put something on my website and I really didn't want to keep that. And so I wanted to figure out how I get back to where I was. So I've gone on to this Lakekit exchange, which you have done a great job of explaining how it works. And I've looked through here and I haven't seen anything that really is my problem yet. So I've started down here, the topics. How do I restore a page or a post? And I put in there my title, and it's of course less than 80 characters. And then I put a little bit of an explanation on it. Is that right?
Yeah, that is exactly as easy as it is.
All right. So then I didn't put anything for topic or tags. I didn't put anything for topic type, but I did click this notify me for the follow up and replies. How am I doing so far?
Good.
All right. Now I got to
Don't
figure
forget to
out
submit. Don't forget
how.
to submit.
All right. So then I just take and hit submit, right? All right. It's taking and thinking about it. Okay. Well, I'm going to sit back now and see if anybody responds to my problem.
All right. So I'm going to find this. And yeah, I'm logged in, and that was under Lakekit Exchange. And how do I restore a page or a post, right? 23 seconds ago. Okay. And I am going to reply.
Now,
And
you probably want to share your screen so I can see what you're doing.
okay. All right. Let me undo that. All right. Let me get down here and and undo what I just did. If I can, let me delete that. Okay. Let me go back to Zoom. I was on the Lakekit site. Okay, and I want to share. Um, and let me see if I can share my desktop.
There you
And
go.
okay, so what I did, let me go back here. I was in user forums and I would have gotten an email, but I'm personally not going to go and find that email because the email address that I use for Lakekit is not my normal email. Um, so so I'm going to go in by going into user forums and select the forum, Lakekit Exchange, and I would have gotten an email that told me this. And then I see, how do I restore a page or a post? And I think to myself, well, I know how to do that. So I'm going to reply to that. And magically, since I had this on my clipboard, that's that's what I want to say about it. It's only slightly cheating. And then I hit submit. And then and then I think it's thinking about submitting. And there it is. There's my reply. There is Dan's question. And here's my reply.
I want to just jump in. I have been looking for an email and did not receive one. Should I have?
Um,
Or
let's the one thing I can't uh, say for sure at this moment is if there's a lag of any length of time, because we just literally have turned all this on, and
mm,
so we have to get a little bit of experience here and
And you
see
know
how
what?
long there is of a lag that might be
Yeah.
existing on it.
And I
Okay,
just
it
got a
might be an
reply.
hour or something like that for some of this to go through.
And
Yeah.
I can tell you that I just got a reply.
And Robin, here is the email that I got. A new topic has been posted. And I'm still sharing, I think, right? New
Yep.
topic has been posted by Dan Johnson. How do I restore a page or a post? And then here's the topic URL. And then I can click on that and I could do the reply that way. I didn't want to wait for that, but you, if for some reason, Robin, you don't, um, because I'm sure you used the I'm going to stop the share for now. I'm sure you used the email address. You don't have multiples, right?
correct, right. I mean, our lake does have one, but that is not, I mean, I'm the
That
one getting the email
you are.
and
Okay.
I'm still checking and it's still not showing up. And and I would just look for the bracketed lake kit. It'll be very easy to
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be very easy to spot.
I just want to look you up
So,
under users and see. I'm doing that now. So that's why I stopped the share. I want to look you up and see what email address we have for you. Yeah, it's robin.l.schirmer@gmail.com is what we have. Oh, can you look in your spam folder?
Mhm.
Anybody else get one?
I did.
Bruce,
No,
I
are you
did.
able to check?
I'm not seeing it there either.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, that may be it may be a function of timing,
Yeah.
or that may be a function of yours truly not having something quite right yet.
Well,
But we will either way, we will figure that out, and the system will work
Are there other new people
as
here?
intended.
Sandra, Liz, did you receive the email?
I can second that, Robin. I did
Oh,
not
okay,
receive one either, and I checked my
okay.
spam and all my other tabs, so
Well, the
didn't
newbies
come
are just
through.
left out.
And
Okay.
Terry, I'm looking at Robin's user profile and it says forum role participant, um, which is everybody should be a participant. So we'll have
I've
to,
not,
We'll troubleshoot that. It's either timing, because I know they do have delays sometimes on emails when they blast out. So we'll look for whatever is
Hmm.
the issue there and get it resolved.
I
Okay.
I also
Jerry, I just checked my email and nothing has come over on mine, but maybe it's not supposed to right now. I don't know.
Yeah, was that Bruce?
Okay.
I'm on
Yeah,
the site.
Bruce, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, because everybody is showing up. I checked Chris, I'll check Bruce. I'm looking at all the user profiles.
Yeah,
Uh,
this is Sandy. I haven't received it yet either.
Okay.
Interesting. So
But
all of the,
Jerry said something that it might be an hour before it gets out, so maybe
Yeah.
that's it.
So I did receive them. So
yeah.
that's an interesting thing. I've received both the new topic and the new reply.
So the volunteers
So
are getting it.
the volunteers are getting it. The participants are not. We will figure that out.
Yeah, Stan. Now Stan's not a super admin. Stan, did you get it?
I did get both emails.
Well, that's interesting because Stan shouldn't have any different rights than other participants. That's a stumper, but Jerry's really
Well,
good at figuring stuff like this out, so he'll be on the case.
we will ferret this one out and we'll send something out to let you know when we've got it figured out.
Well, the other alternative is we make everybody a volunteer.
Oh, what a
Now,
marketing
that's an
ploy, Stan.
interesting.
Well, at least at this point, what I would suggest you do again, the call to action, right? Go out and you can proactively go out to the site, look at it and test it. Granted the email part might not be quite right yet, but we will get it. But you can test all the other parts of it, right? So, um, yeah, just another encouragement to do that.
We'll
Okay.
follow up, right, Jerry?
We will follow up. This is like a live, a live TV. Doesn't necessarily always go right, but I think we got it probably 90% there. So, anybody, you know, that what I would say is one thing the volunteers we talked about doing is that we're going to discipline ourselves, right? Try to be responding to questions. We may get one-on-one questions from one of our sites, one of you folks. But then we may want to say, "Hey, I got this from one of my sites," and put that in the forums again for the purpose or the benefit that everybody else could learn at the same time, right? So, you may find us doing that, but we're hoping that people take to this and make it a really cool tool for Lakekit. So I think that's all I really had to describe it. And we'll take any other questions we have on any other topic tonight too.
No,
I was
I'm
very distracted. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say it was a nice explanation. I think I've got it. I think you do a good job, Jerry, explaining everything. So thank you. That's all, Robin. So you can go ahead.
Okay. Are we on to any other topics?
Sure.
First of all, I
Yeah.
have to thank Karen once again. She trained me once and it didn't take because I didn't use it. And then about 6 months later, she trained me again and I've been on a roll. But I was very preoccupied. My mother passed away and I was dealing with her estate and her stuff, probably during the time that the containers was rolled out. So I missed any Zooms or explanations. I trust if I go on to members only, I'll find if there are some recordings of those sessions. Will I find something there?
So Karen, I just was on it. Yeah, this last weekend I went on and there was the YouTube video that they sent out and it was great. And
Good.
Jerry trained me also, and I was busy in our family as well, and just came back to it. And it was a really nice explanation on there as well, just to watch the video at my own pace on YouTube. It was a link I think that I found on the Lakekit site or one that was sent out earlier, and it was really helpful. So,
Okay, great.
but. Anyways, from a user, I can verify that worked for me.
Yeah,
Well,
I
in the
was going
meantime,
to
I
say,
am containerless.
Yeah, I'm glad you found that. We have been reorganizing the Wisconsin Lakes YouTube site, and we've got a section now just for Lakekit up there. And all of these webinars are going to be going up there on that. And so hopefully we can refer back to those as we go through these.
Yeah, I think, am I unmuted? Yeah, I unmuted. You know, one thing we don't have though on the Lake Hit site, I think the links were all in emails. And so
Very good point.
Robin, what I can do is I can find that email that we sent out with that particular one and uh, and send that to you. But what we need to do is create, I believe, a section on our members only page that instead of just basic instructions and questions, I think we probably need something like links to recordings.
Hmm. Well, I never throw anything out, so chances are I would find that email, but if you have easy access to it, feel free to resend it.
I'll figure it out. Yep, I think I've got it. Yep, I've got it. I'll forward it to you, Robin.
I would appreciate it being forwarded to me as well. It's Sandy.
Oh, Sandy, sure.
Thank you.
Let me
Hi, Sandy.
have a lot of Sandy.
Thank
You were
Great.
not on my, yeah, you were not on my screen.
I was off video for just a little bit,
Oh, okay.
but I'm here and I appreciate your teaching. But it's been a slow go, but for some of the other reasons, the whole family thing and let's see, annual meeting, AIS.
Well,
Yeah.
Sandy,
all in due time.
what's your email address, Sandy?
It's swolf@wi.rr.com.
Got it. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
yep. Okay. Send that to both of you.
And thank you for the work with the forum. That should be really helpful.
Good. Any other general questions or thoughts before we wrap it up tonight?
You know, Jerry, one of the things I had as far as an email from some of the sites that I've been working with is there's been questions about how do I monitor the site usage and I put all this effort into putting the website up, and I'm wondering if anybody's actually seeing it and paying any attention to it. And that was, I thought, was a very good question. And there is a package within Lakekit and WordPress that people can turn on. It's called Jetpack. And I think it would be good just for us to have a little bit of a discussion about Jetpack and what it takes to turn it on, because I think it's very simple to do that.
So Jetpack, it sounds, Dan, like you're maybe thinking up an idea for our next webinar. But in general, Jetpack is a plugin that you have to turn on in order to gain the benefit of it. But let me say this about, because I've had that question too, Dan. And you know, we do, right? We all of us probably we build it, we get excited, we want to make sure people are using the website, right, as a resource. So, but some of our communities are not real big, right? We're lake groups of a few hundred people, maybe 100, 200, maybe 300 people, whatever it might be, right? So our communities aren't huge. But what I would say is instead of big numbers, if we're getting the right people, that's the most important thing, right? So Jetpack may tell you some numbers, but you also want to make sure that the right people are getting in and using the site. And really, to me, the most right people that you think about for this are your town officials, right? That are making decisions that might affect the lake, and the members of your organization, right? So those are the two key groups, the way I look at it. If I feel comfortable and I'm getting our information in front of we have two towns in our lake. If we're getting it in front of the town officials of both of those towns, plus the members, then I feel good about, from an association standpoint, that we're reaching our target audience. We may not show up on a stellar Google list as far as a site with a lot of visitors, but that's okay, right? It's the right visitors. That's what we're after.
Jerry, will that jetpack determine who's accessing the site or just the numbers that are accessing the site?
Bruce, I believe it's just the numbers and statistics on hits and visits and things like that. Different ways of qualifying website traffic, but I would have to dig into that a little bit more. I don't know if Larry or Dan or one of the other guys knows better than that.
Yeah. And so you can't tell exactly who it is, but you can tell the amount of traffic. And the reason you can't tell who is because who's visiting your site is usually just an IP address. And you can't tell,
Right.
Majority of the time you can tell the general region where that IP address is from because it's an IP address provider. But you can't tell who specifically, like an email address or anything like that.
Yeah,
And this is
and right up to your point, Dan, again, which I just thought about. A lot of us are on VPN anyway when we get out and so that could be from New York or Los Angeles, and oh man, we got a lot of people that are interested from around the country. Wow.
and it looks very strange. but it's
Yeah.
right. But it does give you an idea of the amount of traffic that you're generating on your site. And you can generally see, as an example, this is for the Wapakaching Lake District. You can see how the traffic is, and it typically relates to when you send something out on your site, or if you send something out saying, "Hey, check this out on this site," or anything like that. And you can see how potentially many spams that it may have come in, what the protection has been with it, where it comes from, whether it's a mobile or a desktop, and a lot of other information that you can get on your site in general. That you might be interested in seeing what's happening with things on your site. You can get down into the detailed stats on some of this and what happened in the last 7 days. What pages are the most ones that they're going to, whether it's just the home page, and in this page in particular, it deals with they're looking at the maps for the lakes as what they're really interested in, and I imagine that's because there's a lot of people out fishing right now, and they want to see what the contours of the lakes are for this one. And then you can see, like what you said, Bruce, where they're coming from.
India. We got some India traffic.
Okay.
Can I ask, is Jetpack something that we can individually do for our site? Or is
You
that one
can-
of the many things that Lakekit has to do for everyone?
It's actually something that you can turn on your site. There is, and you should turn on the free version of that. But you can, and that's what this is. It shows you the statistics that come in from a free version of what is this called again? Jetpack. And so it's fairly easy to get to turn that on, and then it starts collecting it over a period of time.
We've got instructions for Jetpack on the Lakekit site under members only, basic instructions, and it's called additions to lessons above. And then Jetpack is one is containers and one is Jetpack connection, and then there's some additional information. But it's basic instructions, additions, members only basic instructions, additions to lessons above, and then Jetpack.
Now, if I were to turn it on today, would it only start calculating from today, or will it show me history?
I believe, and I don't know this for a fact, but I believe it's from today. But it would be good to check it out and see what you would see. And I received that as a question for somebody because of the reason that they're trying to figure out. They put in all this effort into their site. Is it actually being used?
Yeah.
And I use it to see which of the pages that most people go to, and to make sure that information is up to date and is the most current. And you can see it's also nice because you can see where those are coming from, whether they're coming from search engines, Facebook, or where they're coming from.
I've had that
And
frustration too, and I took over management with Karen's help of a very dormant website. And, so people were not in the habit of looking at it. If they ever did, it didn't have anything useful. And now it's just chock full of useful information. And I don't get a sense that anybody is really paying much attention. I actually had, at the beginning of the season, our local Chamber of Commerce goes around the whole area and puts a door hanger bag with new businesses and business cards and all kinds of stuff. So I put a refrigerator magnet on there with our website address, meant for just our lake area, but I probably went a little farther. And unfortunately, it was really tiny, but maybe I'll do it again a little bigger in a year or two. And it was not terribly expensive. And whether anybody has jumped in off that, I have no idea.
You see, that's a great idea that,
For the forum.
for the forum. Exactly, right? What are we doing to
exactly for
promote?
the forum.
What are we doing to promote our websites, right?
Yes.
And because it's one thing to build it, right? But websites are where people have to kind of come to you, right? So how do you draw them in? How do you gain attention to get them to your website? We may all be doing different things to accomplish that, and maybe some successfully and maybe some unsuccessfully, right? But what can we learn from one another about that? So again, just another example of why we hope this forum kind of takes off and becomes a really cool, useful tool for all of us. Okay. Hey, thanks for that, Dan. Anybody else got anything for tonight yet? I guess it sounds like we're good then. All right. Well, thank you all for joining. And we certainly appreciate it. And we'll look forward to putting on another webinar here next quarter. We'll think about maybe we'll look at the forum. We'll see what comes forward. That maybe would be a good next topic for us. But for tonight, I think that'll take care of it. And we appreciate everybody's participation.
Thank you.
And just wish you a good night.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thanks.
Good
You
job,
bet.
Jerry.
You bet. Bye-bye.
Bye.